So hello everyone. In today's class, we'll be looking at how to do descriptive statistics using SPSS. So this is the data set that we have for today, and this is the variable view for the data set that we have. So here, and for gender, we have put one for male and two for female, and we have height, which is measured in inches, and weight, which is measured in kilograms. And the first column is the ID, which is um, a number which is given for the respondents. So this is the data view which we have, and if you see, we have 11th row and the 12th row blank. So for now, we do not have any information regarding the um, 11th and the 12th row. So suppose if the 11th row and the 12th row are females and we didn't get any response for the height and weight, what happens when we do or when we carry out the descriptive statistics? So for carrying out any descriptive statistics in SPSS, we will go to analyze. You will see over here that a lot of different kind of analysis are present over here. So you can use any of these analysis for your data set. So for now, we are going to just see descriptive statistics and more specifically frequencies. So we'll click on this. You will get a pop-up window coming up where you have all your variables that you have defined present in this particular box. So it shows us all the four variables, and which variables we want the frequencies, we need to shift from the box on the left to the box on the right. So one way is just selecting that and clicking this small blue arrow so that it comes over to this variables box. The other method is you can just drag and drop it here, or you can also double click on this and it will move into the variables box in the right hand side. The first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to keep this checked, display frequency tables, and see what kind of output do we get. So we'll click on OK. So this is the output that I get. So here it is showing for gender there are valid 12 information that we have in the data set, and there are 0 missing values. For inches and kilograms, we see that you have 10, 10 in each which are valid, and there are 2 missing values in the field of height and weight. After that, we will go to the next one where you'll see that it's a frequency table. It shows us how many male and how many female do we have. So here we have the frequency of male is 5 and the frequency of female is 7. In total, we have 12 respondents. So the percent column, we have two percent columns. One is the percent and other one is the valid percent column. So this percent column, the values which we have is based on the 12 respondents, the total number of data that we have. Whereas the valid percent, the percentage which is given in this particular column, valid percent, it is the with respect to the number of valid values that we have for the gender. So if you see here, since we have 12 valid values for gender, both the values for percent and the valid percent is same. But when we go to the height, which is measured in inches, you will see that the percent and the valid percent column are different because we have 10 values which are valid. So the valid percent which we see over here is on the 10 values that are valid, whereas the percent column which we see, or the values which we see over here, are based on the total number of values that we have in the data set, which is 12. So based on that, we have this percent column. The first column is the frequency, which shows the frequency for each of the height that we have in the data set. Similarly, we can also see the same thing for the weight, which is given in kilograms. Now again, we'll go to analyze, we'll descriptive statistics, frequencies, and now we'll just remove the weight. We'll go to statistics, and now you'll see that. So what we have done is we have gone to analyze descriptive statistics, frequencies. So we get this dialog box, and we have now selected statistics. So in this particular dialog box, you will see that you can select different kind of measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion. So for example, let's select mean, the sum, uh, the median and mode as well, and here standard deviation, max, min. And if you want to select skewness and kurtosis also, we can select, or if you want to leave it unchecked, you just click on that, it becomes unchecked, and then we'll click on continue. And now we'll just remove this one since we have already seen this, and click on OK. So you will see that now we have a kind of a table where it shows me the valid and the missing values for both the gender and the height. What is the mean value for gender, mean value for height, and similarly the median, mode, standard deviation, the maximum value, minimum value, and finally the sum. So here, if you see in height, the maximum value that the respondents have is 70 inches and the minimum is 62 inches. When we add all the heights that we have of the 12 respondents, it comes to around 658. The mode for the height is 64, which means that is the value which is occurring the maximum number of times. So we can also see over here 64 3 times. So here you can see multiple modes exist, so smallest value is shown. So here if you see on the table, we have both 64 and 66. So they have just shown the smallest value, which is 64. So therefore 64 is shown over here. Now this is another statistics that we can get. Apart from these tabular um, data that we get related to the variables, we can also do charts over here. So we'll just uncheck all these, and now click on charts. So here we can select any of these charts over here. Let us first select the bar chart. Now in bar charts, it will ask us whether we want the chart values to be displayed with respect to frequencies or percentages. So what is it that you want to show? Now suppose if we select percentages and click on continue and OK. So this is what we are getting. So the bar chart with respect to percentage for the male and female is okay, but the bar chart for the height variable, which is measured in inches, it doesn't give us a clear picture of how much percentage falls for the different heights that we have. So for a categorical variable, if you have, then you can use the male or the sorry, if you have a categorical variable, that is the nominal measure of scale, if you have, then you can use a bar chart and you can stick with frequencies, which gives us a better picture. So now we're just going to change it to descriptive frequencies, gender. I'm removing the height, charts, and in bar chart we're going to select frequencies and then click on continue and OK. So now when you see, now it shows us that the male, the number of male respondents that we have is 5 and the number of female respondents that we have is 7. So this gives us a better picture when compared to percentages. Now for the scale, if you have a measure on scale, then frequencies, now we'll remove this and click height. For weight also it will be the same thing, so you can all try out with weight what kind of a chart you get. I'm just going to do it for height. So here when we click charts, since the height is having the measure of scale, that is either interval data or a ratio data, and it is kind of a continuous data that we have, so we cannot use bar charts. Instead we have to use histograms. And here if you want to even see the curve of the histogram, then you can check this and then click on continue and then click OK. So now when you see, if you see the chart in the percent with respect to the bar chart, which is in shown with respect to percentages, you will see that this particular chart we're not able to interpret it properly. We are not able to say what kind of percentage for each of the values of height. But when you see over here, it gives us a better picture over here, since the values that we have is a continuous data set. So histograms helps us to depict it well, and also the bars that we have in the histogram, if we are plotting a curve with respect to that data, then we see a normal distribution curve over here. So this is the how you need to know where you have to use which chart. So if you're having discrete data, or if you have the scale, if the measure is for categorical variables, which is nominal data, if you have, then you always need to use bar charts and always select frequencies rather than percentages. And if you have a continuous data set or any data which is measured on ratio scale or interval scale, then you need to plot that particular data on a histogram. So you need to know which kind of scale measure are you using for measuring your data. Is it nominal, ordinal, ratio, or interval scale? Now the last thing that we're going to see is the output that we have got over here. We can save this output. So you need to go to File, Save As. So you'll see over here the output will always be saved in .spv. So this is for any output file of SPSS, it will always save it in the format or in the extension .spv. You can name the file as output 1. We can save it in, I'm going to save it in my pen drive. So output 1 and then click on save. So this is how you can save your outputs that you generate in your SPSS. We can also export this particular data. So we'll click on File, Export, and you'll get this particular output. Now you do not want your output file to be saved as .spv format. Instead, you would like to have it in PDF or document format, or maybe PowerPoint. Whatever be the format that you would like to save in, you can choose it over here. For example, now I'm going to choose it as .doc. After that, you need to select what is the file name that you want to have. So I'm going to leave it as such. So right now my file will be saving in C drive, desktop, output 13 April M1 data.doc, and then I'll be clicking on okay. So let me do one thing. Let me just save it over here in my save it in my pen drive itself. So I'm just choosing this particular location. So now you see the file name has changed. I've selected where I want my output to be saved and then click on OK. So now the export is happening, and now we'll check it in our folder. So you'll see I have two outputs over here. One is in the SPV format, that is the .spv extension format. SPSS output is saved in that particular format, and the other one I have it in Word. So I can save it in the format that I would like to keep. So either the SPSS format itself, or the Word format, or the PDF format. You can even save it in Excel, or if you want in PowerPoint, you can save it accordingly. So this is how you can save all your output files of your SPSS software. So that's all for today. In the next class, we'll be seeing a couple of more ways in which you can perform descriptive statistics. Thank you.